Hi, I'm James with the 1HourSmartHome.com, and today we're reviewing the Levoit Air Purifier. So I've had one of these in my house for about 9 months to a year, just been testing it out, and want to give you my thoughts on it, but first kind of want to explain what an air purifier does. So an air purifier, there's kind of like two categories. You can either have Hepa Filtration, which is basically a filter that filters out small particles or fine particles in your air. And typically your HVAC system will have a Hepa filter in there, and there's different sizes and gradations, and based on the size of the filter and the openings in it, it really depends on how much gets through that filter. Now, there's also another type of air purification where you use activated carbon to neutralize chemicals and smells in the air. And what happens is smells or chemicals that are floating around in the air combine with the carbon inside the filter, and it neutralizes odors and other chemicals that may be floating around. So some air purifiers do one, some air purifiers do the other, and some air purifiers do both. And that's why I like this Levoit Air Purifier. It actually does both. So I'm just taking off the back here, and I'll rotate it around so you can see it. There is one air filter here. This is your main air filter, just like so. And what's nice about this main air filter is that it has on the back side what's called a pre-filter. So it's like larger holes. And those larger holes filter out the biggest things first, rather than the fine, small holes on the Hepa filter. And what that does, it extends the life of your Hepa filter. So I really like that. And what's interesting is there's some stuff in there. So the next part is this activated carbon filter. And I don't know if you can see, but you can definitely hear it as I shake it around. And this activated carbon filter takes chemicals out of the air and smells especially. So I have a dog, and if you have a pet, whether it be a dog or a cat, you know that sometimes they can get a little stinky. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're taking care of them, giving them baths and everything, but they just can have an odor from going in and out all the time. And I have noticed having this in one of the rooms where our dog likes to hang out a lot, it does really cut down on the odor because that activated carbon filter is absorbing some of that smell and filtering the air, but also it takes pet dander out of the air too. So if you've got a dog or a cat and maybe you're allergic in terms of pet dander, this can definitely help with that. So let me take a look at my notes on what else I was writing about this while I was reviewing it. So it has the Hepa filter, the activated carbon filter. This is good for about 325 square feet. So that's like a living room area or a kitchen area. So if you want to do a bedroom, this is probably more than enough for a bedroom, but it also can serve large areas. Now, it's not going to filter all the air in your home because it is a unit that works just in a relatively small area. Now, what else I thought about was nice is that it has an air quality monitor. So it will actually real time tell you kind of what is being sucked into the filter and let you know this. Also, there's two versions of this. There's a Wi-Fi version, the smart version, which is what I've got because we are a smart home show. And then there's just a regular version that works like an air filter with fewer features, and it doesn't have any Wi-Fi connectivity. This connects to your phone and your Wi-Fi and actually will work with Alexa and Google Home. But back to what I was talking about is there's a dust sensor in here and an air quality sensor, and it's actually monitoring the particulate that's going through and letting you know in real time, what the air quality in your home is. So that's kind of a nice feature for some of you that might want to know what's going on and what the air quality is in your home. Maybe you're cooking or you've got a pet and there's a lot of dust created, and just kind of one of those things just to keep an eye and tabs on what's going on in your home. Now I'm going to tilt this down here so that you can kind of see what's going on. We'll see if it works in this position. But what you've got here is an on-off button, a display button, which I'm going to turn this on. I really like this display button because what it does is it turns off the lights on this thing if you want to be able to sleep with this in the same room and you're somebody that doesn't like lights. So I hate like lights that are on at night while I'm trying to sleep. So I really like that display button. I think that's a nice feature. We'll turn that back on so you can see what's going on. It has a sleep mode, an auto mode that will automatically circulate the air depending on the air quality. So it's got a high, medium, and low. And depending on the air quality, it can either go faster or slower, and it automatically detects that through the sensor on the side. So most of the time I put it in auto, but you can also adjust the speeds here. You've got 3 speeds, and then there is a timer that will allow you to then set a timer for how long that you want this thing to be on. So I'm going to turn it off for the remainder of the video right here. And what's nice is that everything that you can do on the top of the device, you can also do from your phone. So I'm gonna see if I can get this up here. I've got the app open, and just give it a minute. Now, on the app, it will also tell you how long you have left. So it says my filter life is 86%, which I think is actually pretty incredible for having this for about 9 months to a year. So it's not one of those things where they would just want you to always be buying filters. I think that pre-filter inside there really makes a big difference in terms of the longevity of the filters. And you look at some air purifiers and it's all about just selling you expensive filters. I haven't gotten that impression with this. This is just a well-made piece of equipment that works well with the Wi-Fi system and allows you to turn it on and off, but then it also has relatively economical filter replacements, which I think is pretty hard to find. And it has both HEPA and carbon filtration, which is also pretty hard to find air purifiers that have 2 types of purification media. So I'm just going to turn it on here from the phone. I just turned it on here, and on my phone it actually is telling me the air quality right now in the room, and it's saying it's very good. So that's really good. I can look at a display here. I can schedule it for different times. I'm just going to turn this down to low here. And there's a whole bunch of different settings that you can adjust inside the app or control from the app. So right now I'm controlling everything from the app, which is really nice. Now, I also like to sleep with a fan at night. So I do like the noise that this makes for sleeping at night, but I can also tell Alexa to turn it on or off with my voice. I can say, Alexa, turn on air purifier, or Alexa, turn on the fan. And it's going to turn this on with just my voice commands. And it will also work with Google Home if you're one of the people that likes Google Home devices versus Alexa devices. So overall, I really like this. I have noticed it. At first I was somewhat skeptical, but the HEPA filtration media, after inspecting that is very fine filtration media, and it looks exactly like the HEPA filtration media that you would go to get from a big box store for an air purifier. So pretty high quality there. Now there's all kinds of ratings and specifications for the HEPA filtration. I'm not going to get too far into that, but I will say it was comparable to the name brand Hepa Filtration, just in the visual aspect. And if you look at the features online, you're going to see that it compares very similar to these name brands in terms of the filtration level and the number of microns and sizes it lets through. As well as the carbon media, it appears that that is still in good shape after almost a year of use. So overall, I really like this. If you have a pet, I really have noticed that it does cut down on any kind of a pet smell. And it also does eliminate pet dander or pollen and stuff inside of a room. So going into spring, if you are allergic to pollen, this could definitely help because it's going to filter out a lot of that. And the thing about pets is that you don't realize that they do have their own smell to them until you leave for a couple days and you come back to your house and you like reacclimate to the smell of your own house, and you're like, it smells a little bit different, a little bit funky. Maybe that's what people think. And I've noticed with this that this definitely has cut down on any kind of smell that you would notice in terms of having a pet. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want one of these, you can click on the links below. We've got those do help support the channel, or check us out at onehoursmarthome.com, which is always appreciated because that is how we make this channel exist, and that is how we help bring you tech reviews. So overall, I do like this device. This is a quality air purifier. I would recommend it. There are absolutely others out there, but I do like the slim design of this. I like the features, and most of all, I like the reasonableness of what the replacement filters cost. and that this one has lasted me for a year. I can't stand when you buy a product and you have to then continually pay for filtration cartridges or something that is always going to cost you money. So I've had this for almost a year and ran it, and it's got 86% life. So theoretically, this could last, I guess 3, 4, maybe even 5 years before I'd have to replace the filter. So I really do like that. And I think that having that pre-filter in there does really do a lot for it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And please give us a thumbs up and like this video.